Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today's episode is on Surah Yusuf. It's dedicated to my wife, whose question prompted this whole video presentation. This surah has played a very significant role in my life and last 2 years. And the mention that this is the most beautiful story is worth noting. In verse 3, Allah says, "We relate to you the most beautiful of stories through our revelations of this Quran, though before this you were totally unaware of them." This is a unique story, unique surah. This is the only surah that was revealed in full before any other surah, and it's not quite well known. Allah calls it Hassan al-Qasas, the most beautiful story. Beautiful, not as in drama, because it does relate to everybody. Anybody who has struggled in path of Allah can relate to this surah. When you experience hurt from your own family, you are misunderstood. When you feel your life feels like it's stuck in a dungeon, this surah says, I see you. Allah sees you. And this too has a purpose. It gives you hope. And just like Prophet Yusuf eventually rose to power, after all those turmoils, and it ended with a beautiful ending, peace. That gives us hope. If not in this life, it has to be in hereafter. This is my very recent realization. It's a verse from Surah Yusuf. Father of Yusuf was himself a prophet, Yaqub, and he's saying, I only complain my grief and sorrow to Allah. This is so profound. We like to vent. We like to share our grief. That's not Islam. Only entity you should share is with Allah. This is supported by hadith. Prophet Muhammad said, O young man, I shall teach you some words. Be mindful of Allah and Allah will protect you. Be mindful of Allah and you'll find him in front of you. If you ask, then ask Allah alone. And if you seek help, then seek help from Allah alone. And know that if the nation were gathered together to benefit you with anything, they would not benefit you except with what Allah had already prescribed for you. If they were together to harm you with anything, they would not harm you except with what Allah had already prescribed against you. The pains have been lifted and the pages have been dried. It was related by Tirmidhi. Another one says, be mindful of Allah and you'll find him in front of you. Recognize and acknowledge Allah in times of ease and prosperity, and he will remember you in times of adversity. And know that what has passed you was not going to befall you, was to befall you. And what has befallen you was not going to pass you by. And know that victory comes with patience, relief with affliction, and hardship with ease. Allah also said the only time he used the word inna, verily or without exception, back to back, is when he said, after every hardship, there will be ease. But the term ease, he uses plural. For every single hardship, there will be plural ease. And that's the message. As I was saying, the surah is revealed all at once, meaning no other surah was in between. And because the Prophet wasn't just facing questions, he was facing grief. This was revealed in the year of grief. He lost his wife, Khadija, his soulmate. He lost his uncle, the protector, Abu Talib. He was rejected by Taif, where he had great hope, and they stoned him until his feet bled, and the skies were silent. For a while, there was no revelation. Then Allah sends this story. And this is not just a story. He didn't send warning. It's not a punishment. It's not a command. Sent a story of a man. He said, was thrown in a well, betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, forgotten in prison, years and years of injustice, and still he kept his heart soft. Allah didn't just comfort the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, he gave him a mirror. Look at Yusuf. He was betrayed and forgave, imprisoned and stayed patient, separated and stayed faithful. This is not just a story, it's a therapy from the heavens. But here is the most powerful part. Throughout the entire story, Yusuf never complains. Not once. Not in the well, not in the prison, not when he's forgotten, not when his brothers, the ones who tried to erase him from existence, came back. He didn't humiliate them. He said, there is no blame upon you today. May Allah forgive you. That's not weakness. That's a divine strength. It's the kind of strength only someone who knows Allah deeply can have. So if you're hurting, if your life feels like a well right now, if you have been betrayed, slandered, or forgotten, Surah Yusuf is not just a story. It's a letter from Allah to the brokenhearted. It's a proof that your pain is not unseen. Your patience is never wasted. Because behind every test, Allah is writing a story for you. A beautiful one. It's just that you haven't read the last page yet. Assalamu alaikum.